Hey guys, it is Rachel Feldman and Michelle Ellis. We are here today to talk about how to get qualified leads to your discovery calls. Before we dive into this, I just want to say the discovery call process can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. One of the things that I want you to think about while you're kind of playing out the discovery calls that you've had is whether you have shown up with conviction. And that means like really believing in your core offer, believing in what you have to offer to that client that is on the line with you, talking with you about your offers. So before we even dive into this, take a few moments to think about that. Do you believe in what you're offering? Because I can't tell you how many coaches I talk to who don't get those leads into paying clients feel like they're either imposters or feel like they don't know enough. And so remember, discovery call and sales process has everything to do with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your coaching, how you believe in your offers. So what we're diving in today is I want to talk about pre-qualifying first. One of the things that can really help you in getting those paid discovery calls is to have a pre-qualifying process. You can do this in any scheduler, Acuity, Calendly, Practice Better, which is one of our favorites. Anything that has a calendar will allow you to give some really great questions. Michelle, can you tell everyone listening, what are some great questions that you have on this form?
Yeah, so typically there'll be like a default setting, right? Okay. I thought I heard my background voice. Yeah, so typically, you'll have the typical standard questions when you go to create the form. And a lot of times, just, for not lack of knowledge, like coaches will just do that and just go with those standard questions. And that's honestly the wrong thing to do. You always want to ask important information, right? Like name and phone number. But at the same time, that is really an opportunity to add in on those questions, to expand on that and really ask them, like, what are they going through right now? Like, what was the reason that they booked this call in the first place? What are they hoping to get out of the call? What have they tried to solve the problem? And it may seem like an uncomfortable question. You can word it in any way you feel most comfortable, but the question should also be there if they are ready and willing to hire a coach or work
And
with a
how much they can afford. I mean, that was a question I remember putting that and being really scared. But it allows you to see if somebody, because one of the things I hear
coach.
often is somebody will say, well, somebody just signed up for my discovery call for free advice. When you ask questions like Michelle just, said to everyone, you're setting them up so they can't just say free advice. You're actually seeing like, do they need coaching? Are they coachable? Are they holding themselves accountable? You're also reminding them of the very pain, which is important. You want them to have like a long answer form so they can write down all the things that they're going through so that you have a really great idea before you get on that discovery call what they are a good fit for. So you're already like thinking and marinating, thinking about that client and really saying, this person's had problems since they were in their teens. I know they're a right fit for my 3 months. Or this person really isn't struggling. They've been struggling just since they got married. They had this amazing event happen in their life, which brought in good stress, and that good stress just wreaked havoc on their system, which I can't tell you how many clients I had that same kind of problem. This has only been going on, so maybe they're a good fit for my 1 month. But it also allows you to start marinating that conversation and practicing in your head. What would you say are some additional things that a coach should have to make sure that they're getting that qualified lead?
Yeah, you can also give them like something to do in the meantime. Like for example, if someone booked a call with you and let's say you have just a really either a very limited time schedule if you're working a 9 to 5 or you already have a lot of booked calls, right? And let's say they have to wait like a week, right? In order for the time that they see the form, they fill out the form to get to you, right? To get on the phone with you. You want to do something with them in the meantime there. So you'll have your call reminder emails that obviously are reminding them, but that also gives you some time to maybe add in some nurturing content there, like maybe a quick video that they could watch in the meantime. maybe it's like a workshop you've already done. If you're in like content in a box, maybe it's something from there in terms of like a free guide or something with some tips, or a recipe for them to try, or anything that you
I
can
even
do.
think about Dr. Vadi, who was one of our hormone coaches who bought the 21-day hormone detox. What she did to get those qualified leads in is, one, she had her signature program. She said that she was booking discovery calls, but they weren't converting over. Once she had her signature program, she knew what to say on that phone call. But one of the things I love that she did is somebody would sign up and right away she had one of the signature PowerPoints. She did it on endocrine disruptors and talked about how endocrine disruptors were hurting fertility, and talked about her approach to working with somebody, what it was like to work with her in that first month, that second month, that third month, so that she could really get them integrated into her system before she even talked to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And like right there, that just gives it's a lot of connection and contact in between the time that they book to the time that they get on the phone with you. And what's nice about that is you build that rapport, that relationship. So they're like super excited to get on the phone with you, and they're looking forward to the call, rather than it being like an out of sight, out of mind thing where it's like, oh,
Well,
yeah.
and you also just gave them that quote unquote, you just tackled that free advice. You gave them the nurturing stuff that they need so that they don't get on a call and just want to like pull from you. You've already said, before we get on a call, to see what it would be like to work together. I think that's another thing, is being able to put that in the verbiage, is like, before we work together, let's see if we're a good fit on this phone call.
Yeah, and I think that's great. It's a great point. And that allows you to also, if you monitor that data a little bit and kind of also like take a look and see, like, are they responding to the emails, or did they answer the text message that was automated as far as reminders? Like, is there any type of communication between when they book until the time that the call is happening? So you definitely want to have that. A lot of times, if you don't have any of that, that's how you get the no-shows, or the people who are just not the right fit. They didn't even know, they thought it was literally a free coaching call. Like, and that's what you
exactly what we want to stop.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and I think it's really nice too to ask, that question, and you can word these very carefully. So, like, you can also say, like, what have you tried to solve this problem, and how much did that cost you? Right? So, like, you can really qualify them in terms of money, what they're willing to afford or give up in order to acquire this result from you. So, really think about that, because if they're already spending like hundreds of dollars on something that isn't working, then that's likely that they will be willing to invest more money into something that actually will work for them.
Well, and I think a really great way to get those leads in is to also have, we talked about this, Michelle and I love doing a quiz and being able to have that person come in through a quiz, have them download on a download page. There's a video with you teaching your style of coaching. Because remember, in a sea of hormone coaches or gut coaches or weight loss coaches, you want to stand out and you want to separate yourself. So you can have that video really showing what the difference is. You show that you definitely need to have a weight loss program, or you definitely have stress in your life, or you definitely have adrenal fatigue, or you definitely have food allergies, whatever that quiz result, get them to really engage. I think that's the big thing about engaging before you get on that discovery call. Definitely have those pre-qualifying questions, as we said. Don't be scared to ask, are you ready to financially commit? What would you say? Are we missing anything else? You talked about the reminders and the nurturing.
Yeah, and I think, even just like a prerequisite to all of that is to really making sure that your lead magnet, like whatever they're coming from to book that call, right? Whether it's from your website or from a social media post, there should be some type of lead magnet offer, whether that's like a workshop or an e-guide or a recipe book or something related to their problem, so that when they come in, it's like they're so warmed up, and then that's how they book the call. So sometimes you might like to get an unqualified, right? Like you might be wondering, like, why am I getting unqualified leads? Sometimes that can happen if your lead magnet does not relate to the problem that they have and or the program that you offer. Like if things aren't aligned there, then that's where you're gonna get people on the phone that are like, okay, well, I signed up though for this free opt-in and now the call's about this. So there's a disconnect there. So you want to make sure that that is aligned, that your lead magnet is completely aligned to your program offer as well.
Well, and I think you bring up a really great point talking about even list building, because when I see coaches doing list building, sometimes we are on one platform, and it's not to master every platform, but it's to really look at the platform and see where your ideal client's hanging out, and to also make sure that you do have that visibility. On Facebook, I do love Facebook groups. I do love to have videos on YouTube. I do also love to reach out locally and do workshops locally with people. And then you're bringing in real qualified leads with people who are coming right up to you and being able to have conversations. Let's say there's a question. Someone saying, can't write down at the moment, will be there something after. It's the main point. No problem. Do you think we're missing anything else before we close, Michelle?
Well, I think that once you get them on the phone, right, then it's really important to know exactly what to say. And if I remember right, you have that script, right?
I put that in. I put the discovery call template right in. It gives a little script and it shows you. The thing that I would say, guys, is Michelle brought up something really great about list building, and that's your freebie. What are your freebies bringing people in? Which freebies are bringing people into that discovery call? Know your signature offer. Know what it includes. Not just, it includes recipes, but know, like, in weeks 1 and 2, this is what we do. In weeks 3 and 4, this is what we focus on. Or in month 1, month 2, be able to, tell them what kind of support. Are you giving tech support? Are you giving ongoing email support? Are you giving Voxer support? Be able to really create that irresistible package. And like I said in the beginning of this conversation, really believe in it. I can't tell you how many times sales go awry or it doesn't happen because you don't believe in the offer. And that takes that inner work. If you don't believe in yourself, get a business coach, work with somebody, join a community where you can feel more uplifted, but be honest about what's going on. If imposter syndrome is there and all that mindset stuff is there, like, I'm not good enough, no one's going to hire me, nobody will hire you. You have to make sure that what is in your brain is coming out into the world, like that energy. And then you'll see in the script that there's a part where it's like, everything that you said, I worked with a client just like this. If you're brand new and you don't have clients, I guarantee you have worked with somebody who has had this
member.
When I first started coaching, I didn't have clients. I kept saying, this reminds me of exactly what I went through. And this is why I created this process to be step 1, the elimination diet. Step 2, diving into whether we need to go into gut or mindset. Because I dealt with a lot of people with gut issues, mindset issues, food allergy, weight gain. And I knew that process was developed that specific way because all of the problems that I went through. So make sure that you're looking at your belief system. Make sure that you're looking at the questions that you're asking on your discovery call sheet. Look how you can up-level that experience once they sign up. And you have those reminders giving you extra ways to nurture that person and communication with them. I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And with the right script in place, then you'll be able to close those calls and turn them into clients.
And guys, just remember, if somebody's not right for your high ticket offer, you can always go with a lower ticket, even a single session. Brendan Bouchard teaches a single session as an entry point. He does a 90-minute, he teaches his graduates a 90-minute intensive. That 90-minute at the end of it is actually an upsell. Trust me, I've been on one of those and I did upsell to the higher ticket package. So it can always be a single session. Single sessions don't fix anything, but it's a great, what is it? Leap board. It's a great.
Yeah. Like also know your offers, right? So if you have like low ticket, like a mid ticket, something that's longer, so that's higher ticket, like that's why those important questions, they're so important in the beginning, because then you'll know right away, like,
Word of
they
mouth
need a
person.
21 day? Yeah. Or do they need a 4 month? I mean, if they have like an enormous weight loss goal, you want to sign them up for your higher ticket, higher length program. I mean, that's like, 4 6 months or more, so really know that, but always having those tiered offers is great, because then you know exactly where to place them according to their budget, according to their goals. And it just makes a high converting call, and because you have the different offers available for them.
And know, I would say in the sales process, know people's objections. This is really good when you're doing market research. Know
Yes.
what gets in the way of people. A lot for people is financial. Remind somebody how much time, how much wasted energy. That's why you're asking that pre-qualifying question, like, what have you tried? Because you
Mhm.
want to see how much time and heartache they have put in
Yeah.
to trying to fix their problem by themselves, or maybe they have seen other people that didn't work. So kind of really know the psychology of your buyer. That's really
Mhm.
important.
Super important. Yeah.
Guys, it's been great to be with you today. If you have any questions or you have some ideas for lives that you would love for us to do, please comment below. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and we hope that you have a great day. Make sure to download the discovery call template and let me know if you have any questions in the free group. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye, guys.